My rural neighborhood is a home to a large feral cat population, and I always kept food and water out for them on my deck. Last spring, I woke up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. I sat down to pee and looked out of the window, which has a clear view down over the deck. Looking down at the deck, I saw a large figure at one of the bows. I was half asleep and it was quite dark, though there was some ambient light from our garage, and at first I thought it was a raccoon or a giant skunk or maybe even coyote. Then, with the most skin crawling sense of horror, I realized it was a human man, crouched on all fours, eating cat food out of the bowl with his mouth. I whispered, yelled to my husband with, I guess, enough panic in my voice that he immediately got up and came into the bathroom without asking why I was whispering, yelling for him at 2 a.m. and kind of spluttered and pointed out the window. He looked out and I could see the same reaction play out over his face in few seconds. It took him to realize what was going on. It's a large cat. No. Raccoon? No. Coyote? No. What the heck? It's a human. I called 911 and told the dispatcher there was a strange man on our porch acting suspiciously. Ma'am, he said, what do you mean suspiciously? I told him there was a guy eating cat food over a bowl with his mouth, no hands, on the back deck. He said he'll send a patrol car right over. Meanwhile, my husband tiptoed downstairs to get a baseball bat from a closet, and I continuously peeking out the window to keep an eye on that dude, barely believing what I was seeing. At some point, I suppose he must have stopped eating. There wasn't that much food out to begin with, and unless he was eating kibble by kibble, he would have finished very quickly. But he remained in the same hunched, crouched position over the bowl, the back of his head and his face obscured by the hood of his sweatshirt. After what felt like hours, but was actually more like 5 or 6 minutes, we saw headlights approaching from the down the road. Our visitor must have seen them too, because he got up, easy as you please, walked off our deck and disappeared into the shadow of the edge of the yacht. We had a cruise parked in our driveway for the rest of the night, and the next morning installed motion activated lights and a camera. We took the cat food out the deck at night for the rest of the month. We haven't had an unwelcomed visitor again, but I will always be afraid of looking out the window in the dark and seeing a man instead of a cat.